to be laying down and listening
Okay.
today.
Right. You can
And
correct
it might
us
be,
all.
I even said to David, I said, maybe I'm dehydrated, you know, so.
Yeah. That's a
That
real
could
possibility.
easily be. That's a big possibility.
Yeah.
Drink.
What I thought would be nice to do if everyone is still interested, or, you know, if, Lisa, do you mind my saying that you lost, well, that do you want to say something?
Oh no, just that I've been away a few weeks because my father passed away.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, that's okay. He'd had a very long illness, and then he was a dialysis patient, and he decided to discontinue dialysis, which is a really brave and courageous thing to do. So we actually had plenty of time. We had a week with him until he passed away, and then I was away for another week with my family. So we just come back. I've been back a week now. I've been home a week. So yes, I'm sort of dealing with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
And
So on the good news front is on Friday we're going. Our daughter lives about 3,000 kilometres away, and she's getting married on Saturday. So we have the other. We're swinging over to the happy, and we have 3 grandchildren up there. So we will be having a week with them, which will be lovely.
oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really great.
that's from one end to the other for sure.
Absolutely. So that's nice.
So everyone's met Colleen. So look, why don't we briefly go across? I'm seeing all of you at the top of my screen, and just reintroduce ourselves just to make sure we all know each other. So Leslie, I get to do most of the chanting, but anytime anyone else wants to chant, it's fine. So, and Patty is our divine hostess. Thank you, Patty. Always.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
Mm.
To have everyone together again. I missed last week.
Thank you all.
And Lisa.
I'm Sandra.
Always good to see you, Sandra. How's your husband doing?
He's the same. He's in the next room.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He'll be listening to the chanting.
Okay. All right. Then we'll
Or
try
not.
to send healing sounds or not.
Or not.
And Elizabeth is here.
I'm here.
Hi again.
Yeah.
Colleen's probably lying down. I see her nice wall.
Yeah.
And Val. Hey, Val. How's everything going? Because
It's good, actually, you know. I'm feeling a little like, you know, grateful for the nature around here. A little bit isolated and away from my family, and weddings canceled and things like that. But they got married. In case I didn't see you.
they did.
They got married, so I have a new daughter-in-law who's actually officially, and we're just going to have a really brilliant party when that can happen. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
Where did they get married? Were they in Florida or did they?
No, they live in San Francisco,
Mhm.
and they got married there in Oakland remotely
Uh-huh.
with like the justice of the peace on a Zoom call.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, because there was no, that was the option. I guess you could do like they did in Brooklyn, where like the justice of the peace was standing in the street and the couple was hanging out of the balcony, but they just they did a Zoom call, and we'll just have some sort of ceremony and party when everyone can be together.
Yeah, I hope that's soon. I really do.
But thank you.
Yeah, it's a nice ray of sunshine for you because of, you know, what happened in your family as well.
Yeah, so it's super sweet.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. So.
Well, let's do an invocation. We have, let's see. Patty, would you start us out with Vande Guru Nam?
Sure. I've actually been doing this other chant that's similar. It's
Oh.
from the Yoga Theravali, which it's so Matthew Sweeney is a Ashtanga teacher, and he also teaches this other method, which he calls Vinyasa Krama Mandiram, and he does, it starts Vande Gurunam, and then it has like a different second verse.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Is everybody all game to listen to this, to hear this?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Go for it. And I'm going to mute myself. There.
Om Vande Gurunan Shadanada Vinde Sandarshita Svatma Sukha Vadupude Janasaye Jangalika Yamane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantyaye Vichina Sankalpa Vikalpa Mule Nishesha Nirmulita Karma Jale Nirantarabhyasa Nintanta Padra Sadrumbate Yogini Yoga Nidra Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Patty. That was beautiful. Calming. It was calming, which I appreciate.
I've been enjoying it. I can send you the actual text for it too.
Okay. Yeah. Would you be willing to send it to everybody?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll send it to
Yeah,
everyone.
that'd be great.
There's like a whole long, it's like very many verses, and this is the first verse and like the second to last verse or something. But
Very
I
nice.
can send you just that part.
Wonderful. Let's see, of all it, you know me, I always say, well, we're going to do this, and then I change my mind and we do something else. But do you all have, or do you have in your memory, Sahana Vavatu, the prayer for student and teacher? Does anyone feel inclined to chant that for the group? I'll chant it. Unless there, I didn't see a thumb raise. Okay, I'll chant it. And then if someone wants to do it as well, that's also good. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryang Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Would anyone else care to chant that chant? Even if you have a different melody. Yes, no? Okay, Val.
Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
That's lovely. Really nice and soothing. Thank you, Val. It's beautiful. Would anyone else care to chant that chant? Or is it time to move on? I promised Lisa that we would do one or both of the Bhagavad Gitas from the verses from one of the handouts that's a file from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 20 and 22. Okay, I see Sandra left the room. So anyway, I'll start with the number 20. There are two translations here. Neither is this the embodied self born, nor does it die at any time, nor having been, will it again come not to be. Birthless, eternal, perpetual, primeval, it is not slain when the body is slain. That's Winthrop Sargent's translation. Another one is this: it does not take birth, nor does it ever die. Such a being has never come into being, nor shall it ever come to be. It is unborn, eternal, everlasting, and primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain. So here's a way we could chant it. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin na yam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha ajo nitya shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. We'll just do it again. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin na yam bhutva bhavita Vana bhuyaha ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. I realize I didn't break it down. Would you like it broken down, or were you able to follow? And would anyone like to chant this one?
Could you, the third line, I'm feeling like I'm maybe elongating the first two words there in a way that is somehow different than how you did it.
Okay. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano. Ajo shash.
So it's not a yaha. There.
Can be. I chose the Vedic chant way.
Okay.
It could be ajo nityaha
Okay.
shashvatoyam. It could be that way.
I did have a note, Val, as well on my, that it's Nityaha from the last time we did it. I think we did it that way the last time we did it.
Because I somehow just did it that way. So that just depends on if you're chanting in the Vedic way or which way.
And I think various teachers will give us various answers. I know there are some teachers of mine that will say we should always do Nityashashvato. But I think Vyas Houston's recording has it Ajo Nityaha Shashvato Yam Purano. And certainly the advantage of keeping that Visarga there, the H with the dot under it, the advantage is we get to take a breath after Nityaha. So if you feel you need to take a breath, then you must make it Nityaha, breath. Shashvatoyam. However, the other way, we must not take a breath. Nitya Shashvatoyam. And did you hear how I elongated the sha? Because then the sha, it's like we add on another sha to take the place of the ha.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah. And I suppose it would be best if we all agree to do it one way or the other, but knowing me, I'll forget. So you let me know if it bothers you and you do it the way you prefer.
Oh, but we're practicing non-attachment.
We're practicing non-attachment. So it's a win-win situation.
If I become attached, then you can do it the other way. And that reminds me, don't get attached. So it's good. You're doing it on purpose. You wonderful teacher, you. Thank you.
You're ahead of me, Val. You kind of lost me there. But anyway, that was fun. Would anyone else care to chant this? And it does not have to be in that melody. Could be another one. Oh, Patty.
I'll do it just because I remember it.
Yeah,
Like,
great.
okay, this one stuck with me a little
Smriti.
bit.
Smriti can be our friend.
Na jayate mriyate vakadachin na yam budva bhavita vanabuyaha ajo nityaha shashvato yam purano Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. I screwed up that last line. I'm going to do it over. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. It worked out when I did it along with you before, but somehow I lost it doing it by myself.
Didn't she do a nice job, everyone?
Thank you.
That was good. And it's flowing more for you. The words are just flowing. The sounds are tumbling out nicely with elegance.
Yeah. It was so hard in the beginning to even make the sounds go together, but it really is just practice, right?
Yeah. And this, I just wanted to say, Val, I also had you in mind too for the loss of your nephew. So I just wanted to say that. Oh, did I have? No. Anyway. So that is one way of comforting ourselves in the wake of the loss of a loved one. And then the other verse has another take on it. And this verse, I think, is near and dear to the hearts of many people who practice in the Iyengar method, because Mr. Iyengar said a few days before he passed on, he noticed that his students and his family were all nervous and upset and sad because they could see he was declining in health. And he said to them, "Don't worry, I'm only changing my clothes." And that's exactly what this next verse is all about. So as after casting away worn garments, a man or a woman later takes new ones. So after casting away worn out bodies, the embodied self encounters other new ones. And then another translation offering would be, as a person abandoning worn out garments acquires other new ones, so the embodied abandoning worn out bodies enters other new ones. So the embodied abandoning worn out bodies enters other new ones. An aunt of mine passed away about a week ago, and my cousin wrote this obituary, and she ended the obituary with a saying by Rumi, and I can only paraphrase it because I don't have it in front of me, but it says, "It is only goodbye if you love with your eyes only, then it's goodbye. But when you love with your heart and your head, especially your heart, it's not goodbye. You're always with that person." And I thought that was really beautiful. When I find it, I'll type it out and I'll send it to you so that it's exactly. I thought that was very nicely put. So this verse can sound like this. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihna tinaroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnanyanyani sanyati navani dehi. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnan nyanyani sanyati navani dehi. Now everyone, either of these verses, if you'd like to really learn them today, or if you feel you would like to learn them more slowly, say something and we can go over line by line like we did originally with one of the other Bhagavad Gita verses. I think we did it. Or let's see. Elizabeth, could you please?
I would like going over it again, but only if other people have the same interest.
What say you all? Okay.
Can I just
Wonderful.
ask a grammar question or vocabulary question?
You can ask. I don't know if I can answer.
Well, in verse 20 that we just did, sharir day was the last word, and then there's sharirani in the third line here. Is it like the same word in a different form?
Yes. Sharire is in the body. Where is sharire? I don't see
It's the
it.
last word of the verse we did just previous to this.
Ah, yes. Sharire means upon or in or at. It's a locative form of sharira. So the word is shariram, and it's neuter. Shariram or sharira. That means the body. But in the body, it is not slain. Here, it's not really quite making sense the way I see it translated, but in the body or of the body, but really it's a locative case for the noun. And then sharirani ani is the plural form of all neuter nouns. So sharirani is bodies, more than two. In Sanskrit, we have the possibility of singular or dual or plural, 3 or more. So sharirani, worn out bodies on the third line. So after casting away, worn out bodies. Vihaya jiranani.
Leslie, can you just say again what you said about Ani? Is it Ani that makes it the plural?
Yes, for a neuter noun. Grammar in Sanskrit's lots of fun. It gets complicated really fast. So we can have, as I said, we can have a singular or dual or plural. As it turns out, shariram is a neuter noun. We can have neuter, we can have masculine or feminine. Those are our choices. And then let's see, sharirani will always mean, it'll always pertain to bodies, 3 or more. We learned how to chant the grammar, and that's the way I can remember it. Actually, do this with me. I'm going to chant Shariram, Sharire, Sharirani. Shariram, Sharire, Sharirani. What I'm chanting is body, 2 bodies, bodies. So the sharire, it could mean locative, but it could also mean dual case. And I don't think it means dual case here. I could be wrong, but anyway. Are you game to chant that with me? Okay, here we go. Shariram, Sharire, Sharirani. Shariram, Sharire, Sharirani. Shariram, Sharire, Sharirani. Shariram, Sharire, Sharirani. So that's the subject and also the direct object, because I knew you all wanted to know. And as a matter of fact, anytime you want to know anything about the grammar, we can chant. We can probably chant the rule, because it stays in your memory that way. So upon Elizabeth's request, do you have a choice? Which one should we work on first? Because that one will probably get the most attention. And actually, let's choose only one today so we can move on to other things. Do you have a choice? Elizabeth, did you have it? Or Patty? Anyone?
How about 222?
Okay, yeah.
I like the translation of that.
Okay, yeah. It's very nice, yeah. So notice the anusvara in the very first word. So, and this is non-negotiable. We really must chant vasansi. So we have to put the N in place of the M. Vasansi jirnani yata vihaya. Okay. And vihaya, it ends in a short but it gets elongated because it's at the end of a phrase. Okay. All right, I'll just do it again. Vasansi jirnani, just that. Vasansi jirnani. Vasansi jirnani. And then let's do jirnani yatha. Jirnani yatha. Jirnani yatha. Jirnani yatha. So let's put those 3 words together. Vasansi jirnani yatha. Vasansi jirnani yatha. And then the last two together. Yatha vihaya. Yatha vihaya. Yatha vihaya. And that line goes, Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya. How's everyone doing? Ready for the second line? Okay. Navani grihnati naro. I think it's better if we do all string those three together. Navani grihnati naro. Navani grihnati naro. Ideally, if we can do that all in one breath, but I've been taking breaths. Let's see if we can do that all in one breath, and let's add parani. Let's just chant that right now. Parani, parani. And then back one word. Naro parani. Naro parani. So the apostrophe takes the place of the letter A. So the word really at the end of that line is aparani. So everyone say aparani. Aparani. And the whole line, take a deep breath, Mahaprana, let's see what happens. Navani grihnati naro parani. Again. Navani grihnati naro parani. Navani grihnati naro parani. Let's take both those two lines, the first and the second line together. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya. Navani grihnati naro parani. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya. Navani grihnati naro parani. I cheated. I took a breath in the middle of grihnati. Let's move on. Tatha sharirani. Tatha sharirani. Tatha sharirani. Sharirani vihaya jir. Sharirani vihaya jir. Sharirani vihaya jir. And then jirnani. 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 Now, if we take a breath at the end of that line, then the word ends in the letter I. Jirnani. And then the next word at the following line is Anyani Sanyati. So, but it's written here as though we were not to take a breath, in which case that I, the original word is Jirnani, that I changes to the Y because of the that follows in the next word down. Jirnanyani. Everyone just say that. Let's say that together. Jirnanyani. Jirnanyani. So, your choice. I will probably always take a breath at the end of the line because I like to take breaths. So, but before we do that, let's just do the last line on its own. Anyani Sanyati. Anyani Sanyati. And then I'll add Navani. Anyani Sanyati Navani. Anyani Sanyati Navani. And then the last two lines. Navani Dehi. Navani Dehi. Navani De. Sorry, Dehi. I apologize, I forgot to bring my water down. So, let's do those last two lines and just let it blend all the way through. So let's see if we don't have to take a breath after Jirnanya and take a breath after Anyani. Let's see what happens. Tata sharirani vihaya jirnanyanyani sanyati navani dehi. I sped up on you because it's the only way I could do it. How did we all do? I'm lonely, so unmute yourselves. Comments, complaints, happiness, sadness, questions?
I'm breathing too much.
It seems like a challenging verse with the breath, with the second line and then the third line leading into the fourth line.
Yeah. So it's not necessary to do it all in one breath. So if we choose, then you can pencil in the letter I there. And then when we pencil in, there's a way to write in breath marks if you know that you definitely want to take a breath there. And all you do is pencil in an elongated vertical stroke. It's just a little bit taller. It's kind of above the letters and goes down below. It's just it's like the danda you see at the end of the second line. But if you do that lightly with a pencil stroke, it's telling us to take a breath there. So sometimes it's good to have a reminder because otherwise we might forget. So let's do the last two lines and deliberately take a breath after Jirnani. See what happens. Here we go. Tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi.
That makes it doable.
Shall we do all four lines and see what happens? Or are there questions first? Okay, Let's do the whole verse. I would like to ask you, if we slow it down, then we take breaths wherever we need. Would you like to do it slowly first? Or would you like to do it fast and, okay, yeah, let's do it slowly because there's a lot of tricky dance of the tongue, a lot of asana of the tongue here, isn't there? Okay. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naro parani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. Let's do it slowly again. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naro parani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. I welcome your comments. I feel that it's more comforting when it's slower. It just feels that way, more like a lullaby. Would anyone like to chant this verse, just to be heard? No? Oh, Elizabeth, yes.
See how it comes out.
Yeah.
Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani krenati naro parani tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi.
Brava. Brava. That was beautiful. That was, and the pronunciation was fabulous. Really, really. And clear. It was clear. Would someone else like to do this? It's really nice. I love hearing it. I love it. And this is not an easy one.
I don't mind trying it, but I don't like to go after Elizabeth because my pronunciation is not like that or my breath. But it is a melody, at least that I know.
Yes.
So I'll give it a try.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani granati naro parani tatha sarirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. You're muted, Leslie. I can't hear you.
That was beautiful. Your
Maybe
pronunciation
because you were
was.
saying bad things.
Wretched girl. No, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I could hear and understand the melody. And the only thing I might suggest is that when we, on the third line, the second word, what I heard was a dental sarirani, and that is definitely a second mouth position palatal sharirani.
Sorry. Yeah, okay. I
Sharirani.
see that.
But
Yes. I'm
otherwise, that
sorry.
was really lovely. And kudos.
Yeah.
It was very brave to go after Elizabeth, but now no one wants to go after you because you did it so nicely.
Wouldn't worry about that.
Leslie, is that Shirani, is that denoted by the little comma thing at the top?
Yes. Am I fine?
Yeah,
Shut.
good.
Yeah. Yes. Whenever we see that, it's a diagonal dash, over the letter S, and that's telling the tongue to create a sound from the second mouth position. So again, to review, the 5 mouth positions are the throat, like ka
Ka.
or ga,
Ja.
or the vowel ah. That's position 1. Moving forward in position 2, right about kind of where the jaw is, but we call it the soft palate, because if we could feel the upper palate in the very back before it goes into the throat, it's softer there. So we call it the soft palate. That's where this letter, the S with the dash over it, the diagonal dash, emanates from. And how we make a sound like that is to broaden your mouth into a smile and say the vowel E. And now just say E. So now relax your lips and try to make just that sound. Are you hearing it for yourselves and feeling it? And there's a vibration from the soft palate. Then when we relax our tongue again, if we want to find position 3, that's at the roof of the mouth in the middle of the hard palate. So we call that palatal. And that, the sibilant sound there is sounded, we see it. I don't know if there's an example. Is there an example at all here? Interesting, both these verses have soft palates. They have the second mouth position sibilant. But when we do see the letter S with a dot underneath it, that's another what we call grossly an SH sound. But that sound is made by curling the tip of the tongue towards the hard palate. Sha. Sha. So if we were to make an R sound, if everyone can go R, and then get a sibilant sound, see if you can get a sibilant sound from that. R, R, almost as if we were saying the name of the country, Russia. Russia could do that. Okay. Colleen, thank you so much. Colleen has to teach a class. Bye. Yes, feel better. Good, I'm glad you feel better. Did everyone get that thing? I got it. I don't know. Thank you, Val. Yeah, I don't know how to do those things. Okay, well, anyway. So, and then we'll go back to the second mouth position. So maybe 200 or 300 years ago, or 200 years ago, when transliteration was created, it was when the Europeans came to India. And the Europeans, I think it might have been the Germans before the English, I'm not sure. But they wanted to find a way to notate Sanskrit sounds. So they used the Roman letters that they had. And then they came up with these diacritical marks to differentiate the 3 different syllable sounds. So again, the first syllable, sibilant sound, sh is emanating from the soft palate. Then sh comes from the hard palate. And finally, S with no diacritical mark tells the tongue to move towards the teeth, and we get what's known as a dental sibilant. So everyone, incline the tip of your tongue towards your teeth, the front top teeth, but don't let the tongue touch, and say s. So now let's just pronounce those 3 sibilants again, sibilants, sorry. So back to position 2, ish. Then position 3, rsh. And then position 4, s. Can you feel it? It's so much about feeling, making these sounds, vibration, sound, feel, touch. They're so closely linked. Well, since Colleen, okay, so it's 4:54. We don't have too much time left. I'm able to go over a little bit if you're all willing. I thought I was feeling inclined to go over the invocation to the Kena Upanishad, Apya Yantu, or continue with Laghunyasa. Rebecca's not here, and we are running out of time. So, and when we're running out of time, it isn't always the wisest idea to work on the Jata and Gana, but we could do that. Or something of your choice. Does anyone have a burning desire? Lisa, is it cold in Australia right now where you are? Yeah. I need you to unmute.
Yeah, it'll be our last month of winter. We're in the last month. But it's not particularly cold where I live. I live in Queensland, but it's cold for me.
Yeah, chilly, yeah. Well,
yeah. And it's early. The sun's just come up, so it's just that time after the sun's come up where it's a bit cooler.
Yeah, that's nice. So for you, it's probably nice to have heat-producing and energizing chants, whereas for the rest of us, we're sweltering.
Yeah,
exactly. Cooling chants. But anyway, I want to keep that in mind. I want to remember that we have somebody south of the equator, way south of the equator. That said, does anyone have a request? It doesn't have to be anything I mentioned. It could be anything else.
And unless someone else has something, because I only did the Laghunyasa once, could we do that again?
Absolutely. Is everybody, do you have, okay, do we have the, Elizabeth, how are you feeling about chanting the first verse? Then we'll do call and response. Can you unmute yourself, Elizabeth, please?
Do you just want me to chant it so it's heard, or do you want me to chant each line and it's being repeated? I didn't quite understand.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's chant it while heard and then break it down so we can hear, you know. So.
Agnirme vachi shritaha vaghrudaye hrudayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani.
One more time, please.
Agnirme vachi shritaha vaghrudaye hrudayam mayi aham amrite amrite, amritam brahmani.
Why not move on to the next verse?
Vayorme prane shritaha prano hridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani.
That's really nice. One more time. Or actually, do both of those verses together so we can all get a chance to chant along with you in our muted form.
So I should start with Om. Om. Agnirme vachi shritaha vakritaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani. Vayorme prane shritaha prano hridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani.
Thank you. That's lovely. Is this working for everyone? So Elizabeth, why not go to the third one? So chant the third one by itself and then chant all three of them. Let's see what that does. You know, she introduces us to the third one, then we start at the beginning and we can all chant all three.
Surya me chakshushi shritaha chakshurhridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani. Om. Agnirme vachi shritaha vakritaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani. Vayorme prane shritaha prano hridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani. Surya me chakshushi shritaha chakshurhridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani.
Thank you so much, very much, Elizabeth. Let's add, we can't have the sun without the moon. So do the same thing, starting with the moon one, which is the next one, and then go up through all of them.
So is the speed okay for what we're doing for everyone? Okay. Chandrama me manasi shritaha mano hridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani. Om Agnirme vachi shritaha vakritaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani. Vayorme prane shritaha prano hridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani. Suryo me chakshushi shritaha chakshurdaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani. Chandrama me manasi shritaha mano hridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani.
That was helpful for me. Thank you. Comments, everyone? And questions, comments? Would anyone else like to chant all of this or any of this? Or you can
Leslie?
choose your verse.
Leslie, from the second line, can you please just do Vayorme? I'm just trying to, I'm missing the tonal change. So
Okay.
each time I did it with Elizabeth, I was definitely wrong. I was not able to hold, I think the middle part, I was going up or something. If you could clarify that.
Okay.
Just that
So
word.
I'll chant an Om, which establishes the middle so that we know where we are. And Va goes down because it has there's an underline underneath it. Om Vayurme Prane Shritaha Prano Hridaye. Do you want to try it once, Val?
Can I hear it one more time? Just
Sure.
like I'm caught up in a way that unlike the other lines, I don't feel caught up, but somehow there I do.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that my chanting is in agreement with Elizabeth's. God forbid we should be confusing you with different styles. Okay.
No, it's me. No,
Okay.
you're good.
Okay, just checking. I'm going to raise the pitch a little bit. Sometimes it's better to. Om Vayurme Prane Shritaha Om Vayurme Prane Shritaha. Do you want to try it out loud?
I can. It's probably an abysmal failure, but I'll try it anyways.
Okay, give it a shot.
Om Vayur me prane.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt. It's just getting that va, finding the way to go down. Om va. Let's all just do this a few times. I think it has, maybe repetition will help you. Let's see. Om va. Om va. Om va. Now, we'll take it from the line preceding, because I think that's, that's what we need to do. So I'm going to take it from hridayam, because that's how you need to get into it. Hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam brahmani vayurme. So now I'll just take it shorter. Amritam brahmani amritam brahmani va. Two more times. Amritam brahmani vayur. Amritam brahmani vayurme. Want to give it another shot? Just
Thank
to see?
you. I appreciate that. That was helpful. Can you use your little conductor
Yeah.
hands?
Here we go. Here we go. Conductor maestro.
So can I go from here? Amritam Brahm. Okay.
Yes, you can go from wherever you want. This is your time. Okay.
Amritam Brahmani Vayurme Prane Shritaha
Ne prane shritaha. Am I right, Elizabeth? Yeah, just checking.
Prano Ritaye
Would you like?
Yamai Aham Amrite Amritam Brahmani.
Yeah. Coming. All is coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you, Elizabeth. That was very beautiful to follow. But when I wasn't with you, I couldn't do it by myself.
Yeah. But you just did it. You just did it. Yeah. So it's just a matter of finding, I think it's just hard to find that note sometimes. Would you like to chant any more, Val? Or are you happy, or?
Monopolize. Let someone else, if somebody else had a question, all good.
Okay. Who else would like to chant this? Lisa, Patty?
I
Which,
I just think for me that the line Suryome, the Shakshushitaha, that is really hard.
Chakshushi. Yeah. Where's my?
That's actually a good example of what we were talking about before with the different S sounds, because there's both of them. Well, two of the three are there. You have
Yes.
the S of the line above, and you have the S of the
Yes,
S below,
you're right.
or the dot below.
Yes. So, so let's just chant those two words. Chakshushi Shrita. Yeah, man. These Sanskritists, my goodness. Why? Why did they do this? I have no idea. I guess it was a way of being awake in the mouth, you know. You get all the sibilants if we include suryo. So that whole line would be, okay, so listen once. Suryo me chakrushi shrita. So let's be deliberate and slow and really aim for those various positions, especially with the sibilants. Okay, here we go. Starting with the tongue aiming towards the teeth. Here we go. Om. Suryo me chakrushi shrita. Let's just do it again 3 times. Om Suryo me chakrushi shrita. Om Suryo me chakrushi shrita. Actually, if we for now take a breath after chakshushi shritaha, it might be easier. In the end, we don't really want to take a breath there because it's such a short phrase, but so it would be like this. Suryo me chakshushi shritaha. Because when we take a breath, then that gives the tongue an opportunity to rearrange itself. Because otherwise it's good. Even though the E puts it there. Okay, so let's do that together. Om Suryo me chakrushi shritaha. Was that any easier for you? It's quite a mouthful.
It's much easier with the breath, I feel, because it's just, you end up just tripping all over yourself if you go from the E to like that next different S sound.
Yeah. Yes, it is easier. And taking a breath means we're being given the gift of time, you know, an extra couple of a second, but it makes all the difference to rearrange, get the tongue rearranged in the mouth. But this is often chanted quickly. Suryo me chakshushi shritaha. It's one of these things. Can't see my hand. It's just asana of the tongue. And again, with practice, we can take it faster eventually. And it's great for the tongue to be able to do these things.
And if you commit to like not closing your lips, like I don't know, maybe it doesn't make any sense, but you know, if you think more about the position of the mouth as opposed to the like seeing the letters.
Yes.
Somehow it's not that I find it easy, but I think that's helpful.
Yes.
Then you don't go like to your default relaxed, like maybe mouth closed position where you then have to move again. You're almost staying in that kind of strangely half smiley way or
yeah,
mouth
right.
position.
You just then it's about tongue memory. That's all it is. So thank you for reminding me, Val. That's so true what Val said, because learning to chant it is a good exercise to learn to read, to get our reading skills there. But what are they for really? So that we can get the chant off the page. We don't need to read anything, and then we can put our entire dharana in the mouth. We can just put it all right there. And I think that's what makes it hot chanting difficult for many of us in the beginning, because, you know, we're dividing our attention. We're reading the paper, and then we have to go to the mouth. Whereas once something is learned and we're off paper, that's one less thing we have to focus on. It's much easier. Suryo me chakshushi shritaha chakshura hridaye, etc., etc. Yeah, it's really nice. And this is a very memorizable chant. It's fun. Would anyone care to offer a closing mantra?
I can
Oh, I
request
will.
one.
Who was that? Patty?
Me, that was me. I'm not necessarily
that-
saying is Purnamada, is that a good one to end with, or is that
Absolutely. Yeah. So do you all have that, or there's all I offered the two versions melodically. So I'm going to offer the one with Purnamada Purnamidam, and we'll do this the way we learned it in Vedic chant, which means every time you get to a visarga followed by a P, it's Purnamada Purnamidam. It's like we're blowing something. So that visarga, that H with a dot under it, is expressed through the lips. Okay, here we go. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
You got muted, Leslie.
Got muted for some reason.
Back and forth. I was just apologizing because maybe you wanted to lead us. So if you would like to lead us, please do.
Well, now that I've heard you do it, I'll try.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Because you know you get another teacher's version stuck in your head and it's not.
And
It's
that's
like
okay.
close enough, but
Yeah.
then it's not exactly the same.
Well, since this is the end of our session, chant from your heart. So if it's not exactly the way mine was, then mine wasn't even perfect anyway. So what's perfect? It's just chant from your heart for yourself, for us, and let's see what happens.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Lovely, peaceful, different melody, and wonderful. I would like to point out one thing. Purnasya Purnamadaya.
Purnamadaya.
No matter what the melody. Actually, let's all do this monotonally. Let's just see if we can do it all one monotone. Just
I
from
feel like the
Purna-
last line The last line, like the last word too, I got a little confused.
Yeah. So from Purnasya, I'm going to do it monotonally and just focus on long and short vowels and the intricacy of whatever consonants come up. So here we go. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Was that helpful?
Yes. Until I actually tried to do it again, then maybe I would lose it.
Do it again.
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. I couldn't do it monotonally, but I was like, I was like half monotone, half not, but
I know,
hopefully
no matter what we try.
pronunciation is
I
better.
thought it might be easier, but it wasn't. However, you got the long vowel, Purnamadaya, and that's what I was trying to make sure that, because although in Vedic chant, melody is, it's one of the rules of chanting is to get the melody correctly. They call it svara. The first thing we learn is the articulation of the tongue. So if in a given session we need to make a priority, I would say in the beginning the priority is the articulation of the tongue. Make sure all the vowels are appropriately long or short. Make sure the tongue lands on all those consonants just right. And then of course we need to include the svara or the notes. But sometimes we just have to do one thing at a time. I didn't mean to throw another curveball at you.
No, I just love that one.
Thank you.
So do I. I love that one.
Yeah. No matter what the melody.
Yeah.
It's very calming. Well, is that enough for everyone today? Is there anything else you'd like to do? Lisa, are you ready to start your day?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Lovely way to start the day. I'm very hungry now, though. I need to. I don't know why it makes me hungry, but it does.
You were given food for the soul, I hope, and now it's food,
that
food
was
for the
lovely.
body.
I really appreciate that we were able to do those chants from the Bhagavad Gita as well. So next week I'll be in the far north, the tropics, and I was just thinking I just won't have the tech to be able to do this and take my chants and stuff. So I'll join you in 2 more weeks when I come home.
Wonderful. We'll send you everything anyway. So
Yeah,
thank you. Have a great time and congratulations.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank
The
you.
wedding. Oh, how great. The wedding and the grandchildren.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. See you later. Namaste.
Thank you.
Bon appetit.
Take care, all of you.
Bye, Lisa. Well, Patty, thank you again.
Thank
And-
you, Leslie.
Thank you, Val. Oh, did Val leave?
She left.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, I missed last week, so I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, me too. It occurred to me, I'm glad I'm glad you're still here. It occurred to me to ask Elizabeth if she could just take it over, but then you would have had to host it. But I didn't know if that was anything. I mean, I think at this point, if we don't have power, we just have to not do it.
Right.
Hopefully it won't be an issue again, Leslie.
Yeah.
Right. But you never know. I would hate to be the CEO of Eversource or that other one.
How many days were you without power?
We were, what was it, 5 days?
Five.
We came back. We came back on about the same time, didn't we, Patty?
Yeah,
we
on
got ours.
Sunday.
You got your Sunday. Oh, we didn't get ours till, what's today? Thursday.
I think it was the same day.
Monday night, I think we got ours.
Wow.
So last night, I think you were Sunday because you sent me an email. think
Oh,
we
I
were
sent
both-
you an
we were
email
both
on
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so
we
then
were
it
both
was,
Sunday.
okay. So it was Sunday night.
It's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And but there's so many more people without power still.
Wow.
And even in Maine, on Main Street, it's not like little pockets of people. It's like big,
Yeah.
huge sections in Ridgefield, and it's crazy.
Yeah, Ridgefield. Patty, where do you live do you live off close to Route 35 or further north?
I live
or
right
south?
right south of Route 35. I'm like, if you look at New York State, there's that little point that juts out into Connecticut.
Yes.
I'm like in that little point. So I'm surrounded by New Canaan to the south and Ridgefield's right next
Oh
to
my
me.
gosh. Yeah.
So I'm like right over there.
So you're near Vista or someplace.
Oh yeah, Vista's part of my town actually.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So there was a lot of power lost there, but I'm glad you got it back. Yeah, Elizabeth, it's just been amazing. And where we live, and Elizabeth's been to my house, so she knows every road we took, every road had
Wow.
a tree fallen and wires down. Every single road had something.
Wow.
Couldn't avoid it. And it's still dangerous,
Oh, wow. Because I thought of you guys, of course, when I was out one day, because there were all the power trucks going up 81, up to come up 81 near me to go up, I'm sure, up your way.
Oh, they were, right? Some of them were coming from as far away as Georgia, apparently.
Yeah, they're Canadian.
Yeah, from
companies
Canada.
Coming. Yeah.
Boy. Wow.
And it's nice to have the power so you can have perspective, because we're so conditioned to have power. It's hard, and it's harder for people less fortunate than us. And I've been hearing about the people who the elderly who have medications that have to be refrigerated and all that stuff. I don't know how much is due to incompetency and how much isn't. I mean, there's a lot of anger flying around, but to be fair, I think I don't think anyone could have anticipated what happened.
Right.
It's kind of a fluke.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like a tornado ripped through, but like over a really huge area.
Yeah.
Like even over by Madison, Connecticut, where I have relatives, it's terrible there too. I mean, it's not just in this one little area. It went really.
It's the whole state.
Yeah.
The whole state.
Wow.
Bridgeport, Westport. It's quite a phenomenon.
Wow. Well,
this too shall pass.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully soon everyone will be okay, because it's really hot. I feel sorry for people without any kind of air conditioning. At least it's very hot here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is.
Today
isn't it?
Yeah. Today
I figured it was. Yeah. Yeah, it's very hot here too. I went into Ridgefield to get an organic drink, and I parked in the back in the parking lot, and I got out of my car and I took about 5 steps, and I thought, I don't have the energy to go and get myself an organic drink. So I went back in the car and went home. It's remarkable.
Yeah. So no, it is very draining. So
Elizabeth, thank you so much for your chanting for us. It was quite beautiful.
Oh, thank you it's so nice to have an opportunity to chant with others. Oh my gosh. For years I've been by myself. It's just.
Yeah, me too.
You've been waiting for this moment. Now it's your time to shine.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay.
Patty, you're
Be
sounding
well.
Okay.
Thank
Be
you.
well, and thank you both again.
Yeah, thank you, Patty. So good to see you again.
I know. Take care. I'll see you again soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank